I went onto the wiki, fallout.fandom.com, and I pick lore this week. But if you want to hear any lore whatsoever, make sure you're in the Discord, because once a week I ask a question, and the first person to answer the question gets to pick lore for the week. Now, like I said, I didn't pick a question, so no one got to answer, and I picked lore. I wanted to go back to Fallout 2, and this week's lore is on the location The Den from Fallout 2. To the southeast of Arroyo is a haven for drugs and slave trafficking. In 2241, it is a small frontier town. And I had to look up what a frontier town is. It's pretty much a town where a bunch of people just kind of show up and settle in one spot. It has no central law enforcement, and it became Darwinian in the sense of it's just survival of the fittest. Whoever has the biggest stick, the fattest fists, the largest gun, won. You became the victor, the winner, the main man. Its entire economy is just about drugs. Like, it's just who can get chems. Whoever can get chems in the fastest will control, and just, it's slums. Now, by 2162, after the Master's death, a huge wave of cultists from the Children of the Cathedral and super mutants come to the Den. Now, there's also some cultists that commit suicide in the town. I tried to find out more about that, but I couldn't. And I'm assuming it's maybe just like that postpartum of I lost the thing that I was a part of. By 2281, raiders and slavers leave the town, and what shows up in its place is law and taxes. Even if it's not NCR control, you would think that they would say, hey, look, they're charging people taxes. Now they have money. They can build things. Fine. The economy changes from drugs, prostitution, debauchery, what have you, slavery, into manufacturing and farming. Now, that being said, whenever I do a town, it's a little weird to do a town because there's not like, if outside of this is how it was founded. It was made by this man or this woman or these people, and then bop, boop, bop, skip, cream. I want to talk about the inhabitants, the locations, things to do in the town. So the Den has its west side. The west side is where most of the shops are. It is home to Becky's Casino and the Brotherhood of Steel Outpost. And in the lower west side is Smithy's Junkyard, where there is a car that needs a battery that you can get in-game. There's also the east side. It's where the Slaver Guild has its headquarters. There's also an old church, a graveyard, Mom's Diner, the Whole Bar, H-O-L-E bar. Not the whole bar, the whole bar. There's also the Den Slave Run. It's in the vicinity of the Den and is only available in conversation with Metzger of the Slavers Guild. Let's talk about some of these places. There's Becky's. So Becky's is a combination of a bar and casino located inside of the Den, and the owner is, of course, Becky. It's a 3 ground level room and a basement area. It's very, very bare bones. It's neat though. It kind of reminds me of the Maltese Falcon in Fallout 1. There's also Flick's Slum. I like Flick's Slum a lot. It's a pre-war store in the Den that's run by a fella named Flick that is used to kind of house addicts. So it's kind of like a crack den. They could just kind of chill there. Once a pre-war Quick and Save convenience store over a century of neglect has left the building in poor condition. It's a crack den. That's cool. Fallout needs more crack dens. Tubby's. What you know about Tubby's? It's a store in the west side of the Den. The store owner, Tubby, he sells drugs, armors, weapons, ammunition, and some junk. It has a sales room. And a private room. You know what goes on in that private room, don't you? Can you tell me? Because I'm not quite sure. The East Side Church is a church. There's also the hole in the Den, not the hole into the pit, or the one in my ass. It is a bar in the eastern subsection of the Den. Frankie's the owner of this struggling business. It has some worn-out tables and a bar. It does not do a lot of business. Apart from locals like Billy, men can be offered prostitute services. Women can be offered theirs for $50 to $200 once a day here in the hole. Get some hole in the hole. There's also Mom's Diner. I don't know whose mom she is, but that's what we call her. And the Den Brotherhood Outpost, which I think speaks for itself. There's some quests that you can do here. You can do collect my money from Fred, get book from Derek, which feels like it's missing 2 words in that sentence. Lara wants to know what's being guarded in the church, get permission from Metzger for gang war. Find weaknesses in Tyler's gang guarding the church, help Lara attack Tyler's gang. Deliver a meal to Smitty for Mom, free Vic in his debt by getting his radio from his house in Klamath and paying Metzger, sabotage Becky Still, get car part for Smithy, and return Anna's locket. The background music is Cons of New California, which originally was used for the con base in Fallout, the first one. It should be... There's actually a thing that the homeless children, the orphan children in the Den, can steal quest items off the Chosen One, and it doesn't tell you that something's been stolen. The good thing about that is you can go back and steal those items at any given moment. I want to read this one directly. Sometimes the children will take the stolen items to Tubby or Flick, who will then sell them in their shop, even unique items such as keys. Killing Flick or Tubby does not put a stop to the thievery, as the children will continue to deposit stolen goods into the corpses of Tubby and Flick. These items can be retrieved until the corpses disappear. Nice. Addicts. One addict is so drugged that they'll become hostile. The addict is a random person. That's cool. The town map in the background is actually an aerial map of Phoenix, Arizona from 1885. Wow. That's just about it. That's just about everything I have on the Den. It's neat. It's something I wanted to talk about. I like talking about the locations of the early Fallout games a lot because it sets up the entirety of the rest of the series. Tell me what you think. Comments below. Let me know. What's up? Thanks for hanging out for the show. That, my friends, is lore.